Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are fine and using this time in constructive way, doing self-study. And of course, we all LSPS teachers are behind you to assist you, to help you, to guide you. Children, today we will start the first chapter of political science, that is working of the constitution. I'll give very easy and simple definition of the constitution. Constitution is the fundamental law of the country. Very simple and easy definition. Children, there are many rules necessary for the functioning of the country. This set of rule is known as constitution. We have to study in this chapter how the work of the constitution is going, the role of the judiciary system, what are the changes took place time to time in the political process, what policies is made for the welfare of the women. That a number of things we have to study from the lesson. Now we will start the chapter. The textbook of the political science till now have helped us to take an overview of local government, the values and the philosophy of Indian institution, as also governing structure created by the created by the constitution and India's place in international relation. We have studied number of concepts in our political science. Local government means what? It is an institution which looks after the local problem and provide basic amenities to the people. We have panchayat, municipality. By this, the work of the local government is carried. Here mentioned the values. Values means liberty, equality, fraternity, secularism. So these all the values we are studying, and by these all the things, the structure of governing structure of constitution is created. Last year we have studied the international relation. In the international relation, we have studied foreign policy, the factors which is influencing to the foreign policy. Again, we have see the UNO and its organs. What is the role of India in that? We have studied India and India and the neighboring nations. That also we have studied. So, children, these all the things we have studied last year. The Indian Constitution has declared its objective to establish a secular democratic republic. Now we have to study the objective of the constitution. First is the secular. Secular means what? Secular means there is no particular religion of the country. Means secular country means the country which treating all the religions equally. India is a secular country. Democratic republic, you don't know the meaning and the definition of the democracy. Democracy means people's rule. Republic means when the people are electing the head of the country by themselves, it is called republic. So we are electing our head of the country. Also, it has made extremely important provision to ensure that the citizen get justice and their freedom is protected. So the important provision to give protection to the freedom of the citizen and to provide them justice. The Indian Constitution is seen as the means through which the progressive developed society based on social justice and equality will be established. Our Indian Constitution, which very good Constitution, whole world is seen towards our Constitution. For what purpose? For its progressive developed society, because we are providing the facilities here, social justice, equality to the people. That's why our constitution is called progressive developed society. Now we will move toward the second paragraph. That paragraph, the constitution came into force on 26 January 1950. Children, we should know that the work of the constitution, it was started in the year it was started by the cabinet mission. It was started by the constituent assembly, and under the cabinet mission plan. That time Britishers were ruling in 1946 cabinet mission plan. Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was the chairperson of the constituent assembly, and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he was the head or chairman of the drafting committee. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he has completed his draft work by 1948, and our whole constitution, it was ready on 26 November 1949. But That time it was decided to formally enforce the constitution from 26 January 1950. From 1950, means since 1950 till today, the government has been working accordance with the principles of the constitution, means all they are following the principles of the constitution. In this chapter, we will take a brief overview of the wide-ranging nature of Indian democracy, important changes that have taken place in its political process, and steps that have been taken to establish social justice and equality. Students, we have to study here. We have to take a brief overview of the wide-ranging nature of the Indian democracy. Wide-ranging nature of democracy means what? How the democracy is spreading till the last person of the society. Again, important changes that take place in the political process, that steps, and how the social justice and equality is established in our country, that everything we have to study. The three areas are very important, that is democracy, second social justice, third is judicial system. Our whole chapter working of the constitution is revolving around these three areas. If you understand these three areas, then you will understand the work of the constitution very proper way. Now we will start the first, democracy. In that democracy, first point is the political maturity. See, democracy does not merely imply a representative structure. The essence of democracy, the essence of representative system is to integrate the principles of democracy in actual practice. Children, we know that we are having representative system in our country. We are electing our representatives, and our representatives are working behalf of us. The essence of representative system. So here, what is the meaning of the essence? Essence means significant feature. The essence of representative system is to integrate the principles of democracy to actual practice, meaning that our democracy, it should come in actual practice. When it will come actual practice means when the people will start to take interest in the political process, they have to show the interest. How they will show the interest? If the people will keep watch on the activities of the people, activities of activities of the government, that time government will be more active, because government, they knew that we are answerable to the citizen, so we have to do the welfare work for the citizen. So in this way, people should aware about their rights. They have to keep watch on the activities of the people. That time actual democracy will practice in our country, and once this is done, democracy becomes an integral part of the political life of the society. Means integral part means important, necessary part of the political life. Means once the people start to take interest, and when the people will take interest, that time of course that it is the 100% success of the democracy. Now we'll start to the next point, next paragraph. Accordingly, the Indian people have direct representation in the parliament. Direct representation means what? We are electing our representatives, and our representatives are working in the parliament on behalf of us, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. We are not going directly to in the parliament. Our population is 130 or 130 crore, so all people are not going that time. We are sending our representatives, and through our representative the work of the country is carried. State legislature and local government. State legislature, in our Maharashtra we have the Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad. Local government, I told you, municipality and the panchayat. Holding free and fair election at regular interval is an important direct indicator of India's successful democracy. In our India, there is free and fair election at proper interval. Proper interval means what? After every 5 years we have elections in our country, and that also in the free and fair atmosphere. Free and fair atmosphere means what? the voters and the representatives, those are standing in the elections, both are without any type of fear, without any type of external interference, means free atmosphere elections are holding in our country. There are no malpractices in our country. So the the increasing participation of the people in political process and political competition shown that Indian democracy has become successful to a great extent. Here it is said that in our India, as the population, as the people, they are taking interest, they are aware about their rights, so their participation is also increasing. As the participation of the people is increased, political parties also working more effectively, because they knew that if we will win the trust of the people, then only we will get the power. So in this way there is a competition among the political parties also, and in this way our democracy become more successful. Now next, move to the next point, right to vote. Right to vote. Indian constitution had made the provision of right to vote for adults, means in our constitution there is one provision which gives the citizen their right of vote. In pre-independence period, several provisions existed which restricted the right to vote. All such provisions were cancelled after independence, and the Indian constitution guaranteed adult suffrage by giving the right to vote equally to both men and women above the age of 21 years. Pre-independence period means before independence. Before independence there were some provisions which were not in the favor to give the right to the vote to the citizen, but after independence the situation has changed and that provision was cancelled, and equally men and women got the right of the vote, those who have completed their 21 years age. Here adult suffrage means adult suffrage is the right of the citizen in a given society who are entitled to vote in an election. That is the meaning of the adult suffrage. So the voting age was later reduced from 21 to 18, which gave opportunity to political participation to the young generation in India. So when Rajiv Gandhi he has elected, that time that government changed the reduced the voting age. Earlier it was 21 years and then they made it 18 years. In this way the young generation got the opportunity to participate in the politics, in the political affairs. Such provisions have made India the largest democracy in the world. India has the largest number of voters compared to any other democratic nation. So as the voting age was reduced, then India become the largest young voters country compared to other democratic nations. This change is not only quantitative but also qualitative, as new political parties are emerging with the active support of young voters. So these number which is increased, that is not just the quantitative but qualitative also. Qualitative, how the people are aware about their rights and they are keeping watch on the activities of the government. So in this way it become qualitative. These parties represent various expectations of the people and complete it in the political sphere. So these political parties they knew that there is a tough competition among the political parties. So if we will fulfill the expectation of the people, then only we will get the power and we will establish our government. So